Hello folks, welcome to Duena Tech channel. Today in our lesson we are going to learn this comparison operators. On previous lesson we were learning arithmetic operators. And also to access this code for this tutorial and how to run it locally, I already explained this on the JavaScript tutorial introduction. I will leave that tutorial via URL down of this video. So if you didn't watch, I would recommend go back and try watch that first and then follow us on this tutorial. Now let's just see if it's running on the browser. And that's now running on the browser, and we can see this title that here we type it already here, h1 JavaScript, which HTML within JavaScript. And then so let's just start our today tutorial, which is going to be about the comparison operators. Let's declare a variable here, and the first variable, let's call it age, and age is going to be, the default age is going to be 58. And then let's create another variable using let, and this is going to be called message, and this message by default is empty string. And then let's try, we need to render this variable after this h1. Let's just open paragraph HTML element, and inside here just render that variable. And already we learned how to do this in previous tutorial. We can, if you didn't watch, you can go back and try watch. Let me just remove this assignment. This is additional assignment we don't need. Just add that here, save, and go to the browser. Will show nothing because that variable is empty, but if we added anything here, you would see that on the browser. Test is there. So but now we need just leave it empty. So inside, after this, we need to add a list of conditions. Inside these conditions, we'll just explain the operator and what each one of them will do. And you don't need to focus on the condition itself. Basically, that will be the next tutorial. So to speed up the tutorial, I just brought that condition here. You don't need to focus on anything else here. I'm going to just comment this out. And so you can just explain this line by line, and you don't need to actually focus on all this code here. So now if you save this, so I would see the message updated to this text instead of empty. And now if you go, let me save it. And now if you go to the browser, we don't see it. Let's see why. So the first operator, it would be this if equal. For example, if you need to check where if this variable equal to certain value, then do action, do something. For example, this scenario would say if age equal to 55, then try update the message value to be Muhammad is 55 years old. So, but for example, because that value is not 55, then will not be true. But if we updated this here to 58 and save it and go to the browser, now that displays the text. So this is the first operator, which is the assignment operator, which and you need to, this will be triple assignment. So basically 1, 2, 3, and that means if the value is same and the data type is same, basically if the age, or if this age is 58 and the data type of this age is a number. But for example, if I change this data type to a string, it will not show that if we save it. So it will not show that message, basically, because the value is same but the data type is not same. But there is another type of assignment operator. So if you removed, you just added double equal, this means if the value is equal, but it will not care about the data type. It will ignore the data type. If you save it and come back here, so it will show that message. But so this is not usually recommended. So the best practice to use this triple equal, so you make sure it's equal the value and equal the data type too. So now let's just add this back as it was before, 55. Next operator, let me just add undo this line. We need this 3 line here. So next operator would be less than. Check here first condition, if age equal to 55, do return or update the message to be this value. Else if for example the age is less than 55, If less than 55, try update the message Muhammad is younger than 55 years old. If we save this and go to the browser, we'll not see anything because the age is 58, is not 55. But for example, if we now update this to, for example, 58, for example, let's just say if 58, if age less than 58, it will not do anything because still that 58 is not less itself, is equal. So we need to make it 57, for example. 57 and anything lower than 58 will be true. Then we will update this message and go to the browser. Now let me just save this. Age is less, no, age is not less than 57, so it should be 59, not 57. This is math logic here. Save it. So now that Muhammad is younger than 50 years old. So the condition is true. For example, age is less than 59 because age is 58. So that is true now. Let's just undo this as it was before, which was 50. And now if we change the age, for example, to any number, for example, to just 15 here, this variable, still the message would be true. And to display that message Muhammad is younger than 50 years old. So, and that now is true. And if we undo that back again now to 58, so it will display nothing. So that's all, just because I need to explain the less than operator. So age is less than 50, so that when I updated this to 15. And next operator would be the greater than. Let me just undo this two line here. And so that now if age greater than 60, then try display this message. If we save it, still it will display nothing. But let's try go and change this to 61, for example. Change age to 61 and go to the browser. Now Muhammad is older than 60 years old. So that's now is true. So this is greater than. So next, let's see the next operator, which less than or equal. So if age less than or equal 54, then try to display this message. Muhammad age is 54 years older or less. And how to do that? Let's just say this as is 54, for example, change it to 54. Save it and then come to the browser. Muhammad age is 54 years old or less. And now let's just change that to something lower than 54. Let's just say 53. And save it. I still should show the same message. Muhammad is 54 years old or less. 53, which is less than 40 or 54. And this for operator less than or equal. Next operator, which will be greater than or equal. So now if age greater than 59 or equal, then try display this message. Let's just change this to 59. And save it, go to the browser. That's now Muhammad age is 59 years old or more. Let's just change this to 58 instead of 59. And here just 58, because that will mix with the condition of this 60 years old. So if we change this to 58, now should see the message, this message. We save it, go to browser. Muhammad age is 58 years old or more. And if we change this to 59, still that condition will be shown. And Muhammad age is 58 years old or more. So this for greater than or equal. So let's go to next operator, which will be if not equal. So for example, if age is not equal to 20, then try to display this message. And I'm going to use this example because this is between number 57 and 56, because if I use any other number will meet one of this condition and then it will display different message. But for this, just for this example here, let's use 57, for example. Let's save it. And now they're displaying Muhammad age is not equal to 20 years. It is 70, it is 57. So this is a not equal assignment. So if age not equal to 20, then it will just return this message. And also this you can actually it be this syntax, just one equal instead of double equal. So this it will ignore the data type. Basically it will check if this age equal to this 20, not equal to 20, but it's not caring about the data type, just the value itself. But if we add double assignments, then it will compare the data type and the value, both of them. So that for if not equal operator. And this is all operators, that's the common operators that you would use all your way and this is what I have been using for last 5 years. This for comparison operators. So if you have any question, leave it down in the comment section. If you didn't subscribe until now, try to subscribe so you can get all new video and tutorials. And thank you for watching, and see you in very next tutorial.